And we are live. How you doing, bro?
Good, buddy. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. Side note before we get into it, I had a weird thing happen to me today.
Talk about it.
So I had a competition with my friend about seeing how high I could jump, and she didn't think that I could jump and touch the roof on this elevator roof. So proved that bitch wrong, right?
Okay,
First off,
yeah.
Jumped, and when I landed, my palms started hurting real fucking bad.
Wait, did you land on your palm?
No, I just on my feet. So I dropped to my knees. The pain in my palms was so bad.
Are we talking pins and needle pain?
So
or sharp?
Sharp pain.
Okay.
So when you jump from somewhere really high or it's really cold out and you jump and your feet are just, you ever had that before?
Listen, brown guys don't jump from high things.
Yeah, you got no vertical, bro. You got no vertical. Okay, anyways,
I don't know anything about
if you jump from even just from right here and just step off a couple stairs when it's really cold out, you get nerve pain in the bottom of your feet.
Okay, I've had nerve pain, bad back, and
sciatica
it's
like that in my
operation.
palms after jumping, dude.
Crazy.
I think I got cancer. I don't know what the hell's going on with me, dude.
Dude, don't say that, man.
Yeah, no, don't. I'll keel over. This is gonna be a solo podcast in a minute.
Looking for a co-host, I guess, if anyone wants to put
applications are coming
through.
So just for everyone, we kind of wanted to obviously everything that's going on right now is crazy. The States is a mess. The world is kind of a mess right now. So we both like to joke around about stupid, heinous shit, and a lot of times we're pretty belligerent and dumb.
For sure.
But we both felt that if we didn't actually address everything that's going on and really have a conversation about it, we'd be kind of doing a disservice to
100%.
really everyone.
We got to use our platform for stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
Our
we have the power to do it, so let's do it. You know what I mean?
100%. There's so much to get into with everything that's going on right now. I wanted to touch on I want to try to stay as positive as possible with this and primarily talk about the good things, but it's important, I think, to at least voice what we think about it and our opinions on it. Obviously, what happened to George Floyd is absolutely tragic. This is something that's
straight murder.
100%. He got murdered, and I know last week we kind of brushed it off, and I was like, I don't want to talk about it, but with what's going on and what's transpired because of it, you kind of have to.
This is worldwide now.
Yeah, right. And last week was kind of just in the name of keeping things light, but it's beyond that at this point, and it's something we need to address. George Floyd got murdered, and it's systemic, and it's a problem.
100%. This is why you're having the rioting. Now, just to be clear, 100% against the looting.
Yes. There's a lot of shit heads and a lot of shit things that
you're
are taking
diluting
place.
your message when you do shit like this.
And this is the thing, and that's exactly where I was going with it too, is that all of a sudden it goes from, we actually want to create change, and Martin Luther King talked a lot about this too during his everything that he did in his whole movement, the civil rights movement, is we can't be violent because it takes away from our message and what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing when it comes to looting here.
But understand, I get why you're so mad.
Yeah, me too. Let's actually shut these blinds. I do get why you're mad too.
This is them saying you haven't listened to our voices in, let's be real, forever, and the further you try and silence us, this is how we're going to react. This is rage boiling over.
Yeah. I heard, I forget where too, that it's you don't agree with looting, but maybe this is what it takes to actually get people's attention.
Who am I to say that's wrong, or that? Here's the thing: we know peaceful protest is not going to solve or get anything changed.
It clearly hasn't,
this.
right?
No,
they've been doing it forever.
Stuff like this has to be done. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sorry. It's time to bring the fear to the powers that be. You've seen it close to the White House. Apparently, they had Trump in the bunker, they say.
So this is my thought: is there a way of inciting enough civil unrest and making as powerful a statement as looting without looting? Because in reality, you're hurting local businesses. You're hurting your community by looting. You're not affecting anyone other than yourself, right? Is there a way to not violently protest, but be more just hey, you really need to do something that isn't looting and hurting yourself? Is it, stopping press releases at the White House? Is it, you know what I mean? Shutting down government buildings. I don't know what it would be, but
I've seen recently more and more now that people are stopping the vandals doing damage to property now. I've seen black guys, they walled off a white cop that got separated from the rest of his guys. Like, I do see a lot of good now.
There's been a lot of really, like...
It's changing quick, I think, man. You know, people are like...
There's been a lot of heroic things that have happened and people have done.
People realize that the looting is not the way to go, so they're going to stop it themselves, you know, hopefully try to anyways. And I think in time you're going to see that kind of phase out, and it's just going to be about the message.
Because it's the same... I forget the cop's name who killed George Floyd. Do you know off the top of your head?
Chauvin.
Either way, like, the thing is, people got to realize is just like how not all cops are bad, there's going to be bad apples in every bunch. There's going to be, no matter what profession it is, whether it's being a police officer, whether it's being an accountant, whether it's, you know, podcasting, whatever, you're going to have people who are just assholes. And the guy who killed George Floyd was a fucking asshole. He was a piece of shit. And a lot of the people who are protesting aren't assholes. They don't want this looting to happen. And the people who are looting are assholes. They're shysters. They're taking advantage of a situation.
Those guys
to benefit themselves. They're not actually for the movement.
They're not worried about change.
They're not for the movement at all.
No.
They're just there to steal, right? So it's one of those things where this whole movement is getting diluted, and people need to be harsh on people who are looting. And I've seen it a lot. I want to give a shout out here quickly to John Jones.
Okay.
And that is the last person in the fucking world who I thought I'd be giving a shout out to for doing something good with his life, right? But he was out in the streets, literally walking up to people and taking spray cans away from people. In the middle of the streets, they're all masked up, riots going, he's walking, give me that fucking spray can. Not like this, not like this. He's rebuilding businesses, helping people clean up. Like,
I seen video of 2 white girls masked up, started doing graffiti. Okay?
What are you doing?
Black girls confront them. They're like, what are you doing? The mask come to, they're white, and they're like, yo, yo, yo. And the black girl's like, just be clear, we're not doing this to our own community. It's other people doing this.
Yeah.
So it's such a, like, I heard people like from outside the city are coming in, and they're the ones doing the looting.
Yep.
So it's such a mixed message almost. You don't really know what's 100% true and what's not in regards to that.
So this is like, when it comes to people who are doing the looting, it's people coming from the city, but then there's kind of another theory going around. Have you seen that? So like the protests, like some of the protesters have to give the police like, okay, this is where the protests are going to start. The police kind of plan out, okay, there's probably going to be along this route, yada yada, based on history, because usually it goes along the same route. There have been pallets of bricks and rocks and random shit just that happened to be placed on the street where these protests are taking place. Pallets of bricks.
Well, now they got the curfew to shut everyone up now.
Yeah.
Right? Now they got the National Guard in, and I seen it right before you came over. If you're not inside now, you're going right to jail.
Yeah, Trump said today that the military is coming in. But with these bricks, so the U.S. has a history in the past of, it's called being an agent provocateur.
Okay.
And what it is during a peaceful protest, whatever government will get people, whether it's police officers or just military personnel, to act as normal citizens, they will go in and take it from a peaceful protest to something violent. So they'll be the first 10 people to throw bricks at a business, the first people to run and loot. Then all of a sudden everybody else does. So it allows the government to go from, okay, this is just a peaceful protest, to like, we're allowed to come in and shut this down now. We're allowed to use force because it's changed from peaceful to violent.
Right.
But the government doesn't themselves. And I know this.
I totally would not be surprised if that was 100%.
But this is the thing: it sounds a little bit like tinfoil hattish, but we have a history. The U.S. government has a history. The Canadian government, every single government in the world, has a proven, like, recorded history of doing this. Because in Vietnam, they tried to do it in Cuba. They've done it during other civil unrest. Martin Luther King days. They've done this over and over and over. And now these pallets are showing up in the middle of protests.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, man.
So it
sounds about right, though. You know what I mean?
And especially with Trump declaring today, because today's Monday. When you guys listen to this, it'll be Wednesday. But Trump said today that he's going to call in military. Soldiers are going to come in and they will shut people down.
Yeah, here,
people have to be indoors at 7.
I got a comment he said here. He's like, so first of all, he called on a call to all the governors on Monday. He told all the governors that you have to dominate. If you don't dominate, you're wasting your time. They're going to run over you. You're going to look like a bunch of jerks. You have to dominate. Most of you are weak, he goes on to say. You have to arrest people. And he further says, You can't do the deal where they get 1 week in jail. These are terrorists, and they're looking to do bad things to our country. So when you have the leader who, first of all, has not shown 1 ounce of compassion.
No. Did you see the tweet that got banned by him? Sorry to cut you off.
No, that's fine. There was a few, like the Law and Order one.
Well, there was one who was saying that looting. If you start looting, we'll bring the shooting or something like. Basically saying we're gonna fucking shoot you.
That's from the '60s. Someone said it in the '60s.
Oh, really?
And it's a racist comment.
That's
and
so.
And he
wild.
brought the exact same comment that was used. And he knew what he was doing when he said it. The President
of the United States. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, if you look back, it's from the 60s. And it's a 100% racist comment.
Like, we obviously, we make fun of him a lot here. But it's, a lot of the times, it's real, situations or decisions he's making that don't really have a real effect on people generally day to day. And it's just stupid stuff, right? But this is something where it's people's lives are at stake. I think it's up to 3 or 4 people now have died during these protests.
Yeah, like, it's not, just to be clear, sorry, it's not a Republican and Democrat thing. No. It's a human being thing.
100%.
That's what people first have to realize. It's let's not make it that, because it's not that.
This is about protecting human lives.
Yeah, this is about standing up for everybody here.
Yep.
People cannot stand by and just let this happen. Like, we talked a few days ago, and I was saying that they had the riots in Watts in the 50s. And here we are 70 years later, nothing's changed.
It's the same shit.
So, like, I get the anger.
Yeah.
When is it going to stop? It doesn't matter that it's on video. We got to stop taking people away from their family for no reason.
Yep.
I think it's disgusting.
It is disgusting, and it's sad because this has been going on forever. Not forever, but like this has been going on since the beginning. Like this isn't something that was going on early in the 19th century and stopped, and now it's just starting again. This has been going on through.
It's systemic racism.
This has been going on this entire time, and minorities who have been oppressed like this have been vocal, and we don't listen. Someone dies, there's a protest, then it dies off. But I was thinking today, I'm like, obviously, if this happened at any point in time, there'd be protests and there'd be outrage. But I think because of Corona and the fact that people have been inside their houses, they're upset at the government because, as we all know and we've talked about over and over again, that the government was wrong when it came to coronavirus. Yeah. They made the wrong decision. People lost their livelihoods. People lost their jobs. People lost their businesses. People had to move. And then all for naught. Realistically, yes, it's a thing. We've talked about this over and over and over. I'm not going to go into it. But the reaction that was made by governments across the world it did not need to be that extreme.
It didn't, but
at all.
I'm always for erring on the side of caution. That's all. Obviously it's like only like, what was it, 0.2%, 0.02% death rate. And yeah, okay, they were wrong in that respect for sure. Yeah. But I'm not going to blame them, me personally, for erring on the side of caution. That's all.
See, I'm way more of I'm a complete stats guy, and I think obviously, like, if you look at the stats, it was people basically who had underlying health issues or were very old that were at risk. So don't social distance from all your elders, social distance from all old people. Be careful. Don't be an idiot. But you don't have to shut the country down. And I think because people are upset at the government, and there's all this tension, and there's no sports, there's no outlets, people can't go to the bars, people are just at home upset, anxious, for sure, thinking about things, right? Sure. They're already angry, people are already mad, people are protesting about coronavirus, and then this was just the match that lit the fucking haystack, right? Sure. So I wonder, obviously the protest would have happened, but I wonder if it would have been this bad if coronavirus hadn't been a thing. I think it made it so much worse.
I think it would have, man, to be honest.
You think it would have been this bad?
I think so.
I think people were itching to fuck.
This is just showing you. I think they've just had enough, Mm-hmm. But I really do believe it would be this bad if there was no Rona.
I don't know if it'd be this violent, but either way, it needs to happen. I'm glad it's happening, but we can do better than looting and destroying businesses and hurting people. Like we're talking about today, there's good and bad, right? Like there was it you said it, or was it Filthy that some girl tried to throw a Molotov cocktail?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Inside of a police van. Now, I admire the enthusiasm
Yo, I got an
and
update
the
on
aim,
I got
but
update
we're
on that.
trying to fucking... They're literally trying to commit murder. They're
So-
trying to kill people.
Update. It was 2 of them.
Yeah.
Found out they were lawyers.
Really?
Yeah, son.
Like full, like...
Yeah, that's what they said on the
Appointed
news.
lawyers.
ABC News just said it today. I watched it at 5:30, dog.
Like,
And they
those...
said they were lawyers.
They deserve to get arrested, prosecuted, and charged.
I believe they did.
Good, because this whole movement is about protecting human lives, and then you're trying to kill cops. Burn cops
rage,
alive.
the
Like,
rage,
it's
though.
so fucked up.
I get, I'm not agreeing with it, but I get where the rage is coming from.
Yep.
You know, Obama, since Trump didn't come out and say anything, he actually had a lot of good things to say, as he always does.
Yep.
And he says this, the bottom line is this: if we want to bring about real change, then the choice isn't between protest and politics. We have to do both. We have to mobilize to raise awareness, and we have to organize and cast our ballots to make sure we elect candidates who will act on reform. Mm-hmm. The point of protest is to raise public awareness, to put a spotlight on injustice, and to make the powers that be uncomfortable. In fact, throughout American history, it's only in response to protests that the political system has even paid attention to the marginalized. I thought that was totally true.
Yep. Bang on.
Very well said, too. And it's true. So we have to protest, but we have to, I think, protest peacefully.
Yep. Violence is not... Throwing Molotov cocktails at police officers is not the way to do it.
No.
Now, also, I don't think peacefully protesting is really going to get results. So it's, what's the solution? I don't really know, but it's not trying to hurt people. It's not trying to kill people.
I think the rage will get turned down as time goes on, and people are going to realize, like, you don't want that to be attached to the message.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And, like, so, I give it a pass. I get it. Like I said, like, that's just anger, frustration boiling over. Now that it's out and everyone can realize this is not the right way to go forward, you had his brother on the news who went down to the site, and I felt so bad for the guy. He collapsed, obviously, and
yeah, of course.
He was talking to his brother, and he even said, if I'm not ripping apart my community, you guys don't have the right to rip down
apart.
yours.
Yeah.
It was my brother, and if I'm not doing that, you guys don't do that.
What the fuck are you doing?
So, and I think that's going to resonate in time. So,
what do you...
One thing I do want to say, though, sorry, bro.
No, it's okay.
This needs the attention of white people. Like, yep. I need, and I know he said something on his Instagram. I think it was his Instagram, whatever. But like, I need Tom Brady to speak in front of microphones. I need A-list celebrities, or I don't even know who those are either. White ones, no disrespect. Yeah. I don't know, but like, I need those kind of people.
No disrespect. I'm so fucking offended what I mean. That you don't know the biggest.
I was gonna say Brad Pitt, but he's not even that. Exactly.
I understand what you mean. That
I need those people to speak up in front of a camera.
Every single race, religion, creed, color needs to come together and speak out against this together. And
I want to actually give a shout out to Jonathan Toews, the captain of Chicago Blackhawks. Just as we were setting up for this podcast, I seen him on the sports. His tweet about this was so good. If any of you guys want to look that up, I suggest looking it up. He did a fantastic job. So shout out to him. Very well written. And I would like to see...
Do you know what it said?
Oh, it was so long.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about it then.
But it was so well written.
Bang on?
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely look that up. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him. Very well done. But let's keep our foot on their necks. And, even here in Vancouver, seemed to be peaceful protests.
Yep.
I know in Montreal it kind of got a bit rowdy.
I think Toronto's going to get rowdy.
Toronto, you heard about the girl falling, quote unquote, out of the 24th floor?
Nope.
This is what they're so upset in Toronto for. So, this past weekend, cops get called to his apartment, 24th floor, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, black lady, I believe she was black,
Is that Leanne?
falls from the balcony, they say.
Is that the Leanne girl?
I don't remember her name,
Either way,
unfortunately.
okay.
But now everyone's saying there's no way she would have been falling from a balcony like that. So people want answers.
What are they saying?
Well,
That she was pushed? That she was killed?
yeah, well, this seems to be. So that's why in Toronto they're upset. But yeah, like I said, it's not a political thing. It's a human being thing. So everyone needs to rise up, and I just hope some bigger voices come out and put the shit on record and say something.
I agree, man. It needs to happen. What do you think's gonna happen with the military now being called in?
Well, this is them just trying to quiet the protesters now, right?
Of course.
So,
but have you seen, like, there was because I think the 7:00 curfew or a curfew already got set. I forget. It wasn't in Minneapolis, but it was somewhere else.
I know Seattle's 5 to 5, so everyone's a bit different, I think.
But
relatively,
there was videos, and there was these people literally just standing on their porch, and cops down the streets, and they had their rubber bullets.
Yeah.
And shooting. So people were just standing on their porch, walking down the streets, and they're shooting people
they're shooting
on their
media.
porches.
They're shooting media,
On
holding
their-
up their credentials.
On their porches, dude.
Yeah.
They're just shooting people.
They're pepper spraying everybody for no reason. Yeah,
It's
this is how they're doing.
wild. So I think bringing in, like, the military is going to take things. It's either, I don't know if it's going to take, because it's either going to quiet things down, or it's going to get really fucking bad. I don't really think there's an in between.
I will say this: the other 3 cops need to be charged right away.
They were charged.
There's alternate, or they are all charged.
They all got charged. Or they're in the process of it.
And
The chief of police said they're all, or whoever it was, it got tossed over to the
fuck, there was something else. Oh yeah.
Who got tossed over? Who's the independent? Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm not familiar with the U.S. system, but there's like an independent arbitrator or prosecutor that they can call in that's supposed to be unbiased.
Oh yeah, Jay-Z called the Minneapolis guy, told him to bring him in. It's,
yeah, exactly. I forget what the name of it. I'll look it up.
State
after.
attorney or something like that.
Something like that, or
Yeah,
general attorney, something like that. That might be the Canadian one. But either way,
yeah.
they came out and said that all 4 officers are going to get charged.
And also, yeah, I know they said they will, but I don't think they have. They're harsh laying low. This guy, the Chauvin, the guy who's his wife's already divorcing him. She's Asian.
Of course. Good.
I will say this though, it's not enough that he's arrested. I need conviction in court, man. I need murder, not manslaughter.
So he got it's murder in the 3rd degree and 2nd degree manslaughter.
So
2 charges.
I'm saying I need that murder charge.
Yeah,
and
it needs to go through.
Listen, you want to talk about civil unrest? If that verdict comes back anything less,
it's going to be a really big problem.
Minneapolis, you're gonna have a problem, and they're gonna already have National Guard out ready to go. I know how this is gonna play out, but it's gonna be ugly, man.
Yeah, it's going to be really bad.
So I'm not even sold that he gets convicted. I'm not 100%.
You don't think yet?
No, bro. I've seen this way too many times before, and
I don't think
cameras don't mean nothing.
In my lifetime, there hasn't been this much civil unrest ever. I can't think of one point in my lifetime that I've seen it this bad.
LA riots and Rodney King, son.
When was that? Because before
in
my
the
time.
90s.
Yeah, I was born in 94.
Early 90s, I want to say. Man, you need to watch that shit. I'm telling you. It was so sad. There was this truck driver. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. That remembers those riots. A white guy who was driving his truck through, and people were so angry. They pulled this poor guy from the semi, and they have it all on tape. And bro, they beat him so bad.
Just some random guy.
Yeah, just because he was white, and it's just everyone was so
Christ.
angry. Like, bro, you don't understand. Like they set fire to the whole city, bro. And I'll never forget. Like that image, that poor truck driver. I don't remember what happened to him. I want to say he survived, but
Holy shit.
When I say he got beat, son, one of the worst beatings I've seen in my life.
There's some like terrible like situations. Like I've seen videos of cars being surrounded, and people trying to pull cops out of the cars, and them having to like punch it and knock over people and all this stuff.
In New York, they were driving into the crowds. This is not one way to stop a protest, man.
I've seen that too.
And
I also seen a video of a guy getting absolutely smoked by a dumpster. There was a crowd of like 10 people pushing this dumpster into the cops, and some guy jumped in front, and he just got.
Oh, you're taking an L on
over,
a dumpster.
bro.
Oh.
I also wanted to give a quick shout out. I saw this video. Blunt showed me this. It's this guy, this like guy out in the hood or whatever, and he's this store's getting looted, yada yada, but the owner's pulling up right now. And all of a sudden, this like Jeep SRT, bright red, comes hopping over the curb right on the other side of the street. This guy gets out, goes into the back seat, and this guy's like, "Oh, it's the owner! Oh shit!" Right? He grabs a fucking pump shotty from the back, bop, bop, bop into the air, right? And everybody just fucking hauls ass. And it was the most gangster shit I've ever seen.
I've seen people standing in front of the store with AKs, just standing there, just posting.
Yep.
And whatever, I don't blame them. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But like, can you imagine being a small business owner and you're sitting there with a gun, fearing for your life? You know what I mean? Like protecting your livelihood. Like that is straight out of a movie. That's not real. Like
it's chaos, man.
Why I brought up Black Mirror today? Because I wish you had seen it. This feels like a Black Mirror episode. Corona felt like a Black Mirror episode. This feels like a Black Mirror episode. It's wild. It's something I've never seen before.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is crazy. I just don't want this to, in like 3 weeks, be totally died down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
I think there's enough outrage right now. Like I've never seen people burn departments down. I've never seen people burn building down. I've never seen.
Yeah, LA riots. I've seen that shit.
I've never seen this before. So I think there'll be some real change that comes of this. At least I hope so.
You know, I'm not even really think that's gonna happen, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen.
You think nothing comes of this?
No, I don't even think he gets charged. He'll get convicted of murder.
I don't know what the answer is, and this is coming from a white dude. Like, obviously, doesn't directly affect me, but it affects all people as a whole. So obviously, I have a stake in it, but not the same stake as someone who is black. I have no idea what the fuck we do about this. I have no idea what the answer is. I have no clue.
Like, you know, people that don't understand it, here's like a little window into what they gotta go through
every day.
You know, and this goes way beyond this incident too. If you think about it, these are how like whole generations are afraid of authority.
Yep.
You understand now why people react different or why people act a certain way. It's because of shit like this, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has such a what's the word I'm looking for? It has such a reach. It's just way further than this incident. It's like like I said, it affects like generations.
It goes deep, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and what do you do when you're stressed out? You act out, and it's just it goes on and on. Like it just leads to much bigger problems, man.
I seen an interview. I forget who it was. I seen one where it was from a white guy, and he was saying, he's like, I've never, I grew up being never being afraid of a cop. You know, if I see a cop and there's some shit going down, I'm like, shit's gonna get handled. Everything's gonna be okay. They're there to help. Whereas, you hear it from the black experience, I'm scared to get pulled over. I might, I'm driving my car, I'm going 10 over the speed limit, I get pulled over, I might die. And like as a white person, I've never experienced that. But if that's what you're fearing, and that's what people are protesting right now, is that fearing for their lives on a daily basis when it comes to police.
And this is why like it makes like that woman in New York that called the cops on that black guy for the park
and choking the dog.
This is why that makes it so touchy, because we know what can happen when cops are called on a black person.
And especially if someone says, hey, this black man is robbing me.
And he did, what happens if that turns out the way, so the cop, anyways, that was the main cop that was involved in this, that was kneeling on him. Apparently, he was involved in 3 police shootings during his 19 years on the job. He's had 18 prior complaints. Yeah. 10 of them that went without any disciplinary action. And he's been in the Civilian Review Authority. His other officer, this Tao guy.
Yeah.
Apparently, he had to settle an excessive force lawsuit out of court. He had a guy handcuffed and started beating him, knocked his teeth out.
So both these guys are pieces of shit.
Yeah, so they have definitely a pattern here.
Yeah.
But, hopefully their time's coming. Another person I want to talk about who obviously glad to hear from in a time like this, Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
So he's offered to pay for the lawyers of protesters arrested in Minneapolis.
Yep.
He's launched the Know Your Rights legal initiative, which will help cover legal funds, like I said.
I've seen a lot of celebrities dumping money into that sucker.
Yeah.
A lot of celebs. I can't even list them.
I know Chrissy Teigen dropped $200K. But yeah, no, it's a great thing. Obviously, you knew he was going to get behind this.
It honestly took him a little bit longer than I thought for him to actually
I
start
think he had
speaking
to just
about
get
it.
shit organized. He wanted to come with the right message, like getting this all together.
That makes sense, though, right?
It takes time to get something like this put together. It's getting all the top lawyers together to agree to do this, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he obviously expressed support for the demonstrators and said, when civility leads to death, revolting is the only logical reaction. The cries for peace will rain down, and when they do, they will land on deaf ears because your violence has brought this resistance. We have the right to fight back. Rest in power, George Floyd. And the NFL came out with a message that I'm not even going to go through. If you want to look at it, you
I see
go
a bunch
right
of
ahead.
players saying, stop your bullshit.
100%. So they want to put this bullshit ass out message, but Roger Goodell failed to offer the same support for Kaepernick in 2016 when he knelt during the national anthem to protest police brutality. It had nothing to do with disrespecting the flag that some people got it so twisted. It was because of police brutality, injustice to minorities. Now, he asked the NFL to care about the lives of black people, Colin Kaepernick that is, and they banned him from their platform.
You can't come back now and be like, oh, yeah, we're on this train.
Don Winslow tweeted out, I love pro football, but this message from the NFL is completely laughable on its face. A group of billionaire white guys who destroyed Kaepernick's career and punished and hurt the careers of black players protesting have no credibility to send this message.
Not at all.
So we all know he hasn't been playing since 2016. And one thing I would honestly love is if the Vikings stepped up and signed him right now. I think that would be great.
Minnesota, that'd be cool.
Their backup, no disrespect.
Shite.
You know, it doesn't. I think he's only throwing like 30 passes, but
like
you know,
their starter,
honestly,
right?
I think Kaepernick.
Just like their starter, right?
Yeah, hey, not bad, man. He didn't do bad last year. But no, honestly, on the side note, I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but let's. How about we move on, man?
Yeah. Like I said, I know it's a little sad we try and keep things light on here.
No, we got to talk about it.
It needed to be addressed, 100%.
You know, yeah, I'm not going to sit down and not say nothing for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it definitely needed to be said.
Yeah, 100%. All right, buddy. I got a bunch of shit. UFC fights happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
Wasn't really much of a fight. Gilbert Burns beat the fucking piss out of Tyron Woodley.
He looks so good, bro.
Dude, Tyron Woodley, it's funny too because he said before the fight, I'm willing to go to a dark place for this match.
Yeah.
He didn't even swing.
No.
He wasn't doing anything the entire fight.
29 significant strikes he landed to Burns' 76.
Nothing, dude. It was like, I don't want to say it was embarrassing, but it, like, you know when you watch the Kamaru Usman fight and it just felt like Tyron wasn't there. Like he was just a shell of himself. He was broken right in the first round. Like it was just as soon as he got him on the ground,
that nasty cut,
and it was over. And it was right off the gate for Gilbert Burns too. Dropped Tyron Woodley in the first round real quick, and right from there the fight was over.
Burns' ground game's not to be messed with either. Nope. Super legit. Glad to see his hands catching up with his ground game though.
He looked sharp, man.
He looked really good. Yeah. Woodley, yeah, looked flat-footed. I wanted to see him angry, and I know like he is a counter puncher, but I just wanted to see him be the aggressor more.
Same.
Like
I want to see him come
it's
forward.
like he didn't. I want to see him like really want to go and get it. You know.
I think his career's over at this point.
Reason why I took Burns, he trains with Usman. Usman beat him.
I know he trained with Usman.
Yeah, they train together.
That'll be a crazy fight if that happens. Then
yeah, they're talking about it. But yeah, so they train together. We all know Usman won. I knew Burns. Now, okay, so in 1 year, Burns goes from fighting completely unranked guys to beating Woodley. Now he's 4-0 since moving up to the 170-pound weight class.
He's had a pretty historic year.
Fuck, dude, he literally came out of nowhere.
Do you have his records? Who he beat?
He's what is he? 19-3 now.
Yeah, he beat. I know his last two were Tyron Woodley, and then knocked the fuck out of Damian Maia.
Yeah, first round.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck, he's been on a tear. Thinking about it, he's been starching people. Jesus.
I didn't know his hands were gonna be that good, but man, he
Who do you think he fights next?
Well, here's the thing. I was like, it'd be perfect if he fought Colby next.
That's a good fight.
But hang on.
What?
Did you hear what happened with Colby?
No.
So him and American Top Team no longer.
Really?
Yeah. He's done with them.
Did he drop them or did they drop him?
I think it's amicable. Let's just say that, right?
Okay.
So
yeah.
But
I know a lot of his teammates didn't like what he was doing.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I did some research into it. Anyway, so he confirmed that he left American Top Team. He's like, I'm not a member. He's like, I'm a member of Colby Covington Incorporated. He's like, I'm a member of Colby Covington Business, Covington Team, everything. This is my team now. You can direct your complaints to me. Now, there was a recent trash talking ban in that camp, in that gym. So I'd never heard about this.
In the Top Team gym, you couldn't trash talk?
I guess Colby was going around, and I didn't realize he had so many problems with
everyone.
Yeah.
With everybody. Everybody in that gym hated him.
Joanna, Masvidal, Poirier, all had issues with this guy, and I think it was because of this.
A lot of it stemmed, because I know originally, I forget who was talking about it. I think it was, isn't it Masvidal used to be training partners with him, or used to train with him a bunch?
Oh, yeah, probably.
And he was saying that, in another interview, like, I'd heard rumors that Masvidal says that Colby's actually a really nice guy. It's all just for show. But as of late, this has taken, like, it's escalated so much, all this theatrics and the trash talking and all this shit, that everybody's just done with him.
Well, he goes on to say, all the people who are going to American Top Team and Dan Lambert and directing their complaints up in their feelings. Oh, I'm a pro fighter, but I'm going to go to Dan Lambert. Hey, Dan, I don't want to fight him in the cage because I know I can't beat him. But, Dan, can you protect my precious little feelings? So,
that's pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
and here's my thing. Like,
it's pretty hard, bro.
But if I'm, like, in a certain team, camp, whatever, I'm not dogging my teammates.
No, that's your team.
Yeah. So.
But apparently Conor McGregor does that, too. Conor McGregor is famous for, like, in sparring, he will go at the people who's going like, you're shit, your form shit, you're off. Who the fuck you think you are? I'm the champ, this, that, the other. Just in sparring.
I think this was a little bit more than that, I have a feeling.
But this is what I mean, is if people are okay with
Because that's like normal.
No, but like apparently Conor takes it to another level. But even then, people were like, it's okay. So I wonder how bad Colby has to be. He must have like really gone at people.
Well, Lambert went on to say, going forward, ATT has introduced a zero trash talking policy, meaning team members can only talk trash to each other if they have a contracted fight arranged. He also said, it's gotten personal, and I think I was wrong. I think I made a mistake. I think I should have nipped it in the bud, and it's gotten to the point where it's trickled down, where it affects coaches, it affects training partners, and affects vibes at the gym.
This is Dan Lambert?
Yeah, and as a result, we've adjusted and come up with a new policy.
Jesus.
So it sounds like a little bit more than...
for them to actually make a press release and say that it is completely not okay, like, it's got to be pretty bad.
Also, Woodley, he had... So, Poirier, Woodley, Masvidal, Joanna. So, that's like everybody on your team you had an issue with?
That's no bueno.
You can't have, like... I don't want to call him a cancer in the locker room, but you can't have that, I don't think.
No. That's not okay.
No.
Because you got to have like a culture, right? Like at the end of the day, those are your teamates. You're supposed to be building each other up, supporting each other. You can't really be genuinely attacking people.
That's how I see it. You know what I mean?
So do you think him and Usman fight? Or sorry, do you think him and Burns?
I see him and Masvidal fighting.
I don't think Masvidal fights anyone other than Usman or Conor.
I think the hate is real.
Oh, I think so too. But I think you can make that fight anytime. So I think if you're Masvidal, you turn that down. I think you have to go Usman or Conor.
I want to see Masvidal Colby now that
I want to see Masvidal crack Colby.
But real talk, I think Colby's got like 2 fights and he's going to be a WWE guy.
I think so too.
Which is good. He's got the whole persona for it.
I've never really seen. Can you think of anyone who's like left a top gym, done it on their own, and been successful? I can't.
Fuck.
As soon as like there's an issue and they leave, it's one thing to leave from one gym to another. I get that. But to leave gyms altogether and say, I'm doing it myself.
Sorry, I didn't say this, but he said he's taken whoever he trains with, that's not changing, he said. So okay. I don't know. But I don't even know how it's possible, because you're taking guys from Lambert's gym.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It puts a nice fucking new swing on things, though. Like, you can make Colby fight a lot of those dudes. I'd love to see Colby Poirier.
Colby Poirier is good. Colby Burns is good. Burns Poirier is good.
So
there's a lot of good fights there, man.
yeah, man.
There's a lot of good fights. Holy shit.
But yeah, so
wait. No, Poirier is 155.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay,
No,
my
I'm
bad.
thinking about it. It's psyching me out too.
Yeah,
Burns. I think Burns Colby's a fight, and then Masvidal Usman, and then I think Conor might fight Dustin. That's a sick fight. I don't know who Conor
we talked
fights
earlier. They were talking about Silva and McGregor. No one wants to see that. Stop that shit.
Okay, for the love of God, please do not make that fight.
No,
I would be so upset if they did that.
What a waste.
Like, and all due respect to 100% Silva, but like, you do not deserve this fight right now.
No way. You hear Dana White's trying to buy the Palms, eh? Palms Casino.
Hell yeah, attaboy Dana. Is that like personally, just for himself?
Yeah. He wants to pay around $850 for it. $850 million.
Yeah.
It says that he wants to revitalize Ghost Bar and the rain spaces, and Ari Emanuel is said to be involved. So.
They probably host UFC events there too.
Well, they talked to the athletic commission, and they can't make any UFC wages there if he does buy the place because he's involved with the UFC.
That makes sense, so, I guess.
But add it to Dana's portfolio, I guess.
Yeah,
you know what
dude.
I mean?
Got that private island too, the Epstein Island. Let's go.
Yo, I want to see Gay Street Khabib on the beach.
That'd be so sick, dude.
You know what I mean?
Like straight up on the beach.
September. Let's do this.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Speaking of Dana, did you see this thing going on with John Jones?
Yeah.
Because John Jones was, people have been like talking to John Jones, why aren't you taking a heavyweight fight? Why aren't you taking a heavyweight fight? And then John Jones was like, Dana's not putting out the money or putting up enough money to make it worthwhile for me to go. And then I forget whether it was Dana that bluntly said it or it just came out that John Jones was asking for like Deontay Wilder type money to fight.
That was Dana that said it, and Jones said he didn't ask for that kind of money. He went up because I remember reading it because John Jones can't spell Deontay, and he kept spelling it wrong, and I'm like, damn this fool. So I did read 100%.
Okay, so who do you believe? Do you believe John Jones or Dana White?
I believe John Jones in the fact that he didn't ask for. Okay, Deontay Wilder money is $30 million. I know John Jones didn't ask that because we all know Dana's not going to pay nobody that. So that's out of reality. But everyone knows Dana's not going to pay nobody $30 million. So I don't think John Jones asked for it.
Man. I also think John Jones is a little out of it. I think Jones was shooting guns with homeless people.
I think
a month
Jones
ago, bro.
Probably asked for like 15. I say half that for sure.
Okay,
he asked
but
for.
I think that's that whole anything above 10 mil. I'd consider that Deontay Wilder boxing money. Because nobody.
Yeah, but Deontay money is $30 million.
But nobody else is making that money apart from Conor.
But yo, I see John Jones' point. Moving up in a weight class. Yo, who doesn't want to see Jones Francis fight, man?
Yeah, but in my opinion, don't get me wrong. Every single hardcore in the world wants to see that fight. That fight would be. Who do you think wins that fight?
And then he says,
who do you think wins that fight?
He says, release me from a contract. Jones did.
What a goof. Okay, who do you think wins that fight? Side note.
Fuck, I wouldn't bet against Jones. I can't believe I'm even saying that against Francis. Like, I can't even believe that I said that right now.
I think the boogeyman knocks him the fuck out, and Francis becomes GOAT.
Yeah, I think.
Dude, I think Francis is so. Dude, he missed a shot and wristed. Was it Verdum and knocked Verdum out with his fucking wrist, bro?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I think John's so intelligent, and he has the skills. So that's why I say that.
These last two fights of like the Thiago Santos fight and the Dominic Reyes fight have given me some doubt, dude. Some real doubt. Because we were both like, nah, John Jones has got this shit, no problem.
But
real close.
That's what makes a champion, though. You know, he always goes to those places, and he always comes out on top, man. You know,
getting by thinner and thinner margins, though.
For sure, though.
But yeah, I think like in terms of numbers, John Jones doesn't bring anywhere near the Conor McGregor eyes. So I think you're a goof asking for that amount of money. But I also think he's a little delusional right now.
Oh, I'm not mad at anyone asking for the money, but you got to be realistic. We all
exactly.
know Dana don't pay nobody.
Yeah, you got to be realistic with who you're asking.
So,
shout
out Dana.
You go for notes. What do you want to talk about? But you say you got a lot.
So, remember we talked about the bare knuckle thing with Tyson?
Yep.
They've come back with a contract that exceeds the original $20 million.
Mike Tyson's or bare knuckle?
Yeah, it's bare knuckle for Mike Tyson.
So they were like, Mike Tyson said no. Bare knuckle said, here's more.
Yeah,
pretty much. What is it?
So they just said it's excess of $20 million plus charitable donations. And
Tyson looking bad in the gym, bro.
Tyson was on. Oh yeah, he looks ridiculous, bro.
There's one where it was like slip right and then right cross downward. Holy shit!
I would hate to hold mitts for that guy, son. And he's like, we got a lot of guys lined up that apparently everyone's calling him. Now I heard this weak ass shit that like Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock wanted to fight. Like no one's trying to see that.
Please, for the love of God, I
If
don't think they're that. Like they're
Evander said he'll do it.
Evander would be dope. Shannon Briggs would be dope.
Go to charity. I wouldn't. I don't even want him to see it, but I want him to see him come back.
I'd watch the fuck out of that fight.
I wouldn't mind to see the Holyfield just to do a trilogy and like let's finish this off.
How old's Holyfield?
57.
How old's Tyson?
53.
Fucking do it.
So I think that's the one to make. I think everyone, like if you want to sell it, like no disrespect to Briggs, but Holyfield's bringing in more eyes because of the previous history than Briggs.
Now, for those actual fighters, don't do it because you're taking a lot of yourself for your life. But the devil inside of me is like,
did you see?
Make the fight, please.
Did you see Mike Tyson on All Elite Wrestling?
No.
Okay, bro, it's super. Okay, so he's on there, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But he tries to rip his shirt off.
Mike Tyson does?
Yeah. Couldn't even rip it. Looks so weak, son. I'm like,
really?
Oh my God.
So he was trying to rip it, couldn't do
just
it?
so bad, man. I'm just like, this is not looking good for Tyson. And he's just like,
this is not the type of pre-fight build-up you want, bro.
Keeps trying to do it over and over, and it's not ripping. And it's just like, it looks so bad,
That's
son.
no bueno, dude.
Oh, man. I was laughing so hard. But like, everyone knows Hulk Hogan's trick. He had it pre-cut. So it wasn't the collar. He had just the material.
That's some bullshit.
It had a snip in it.
That makes sense.
So he just ripped it. And it had no seam on the bottom. It was just the shirt. So it just came right off.
That's some bullshit.
You know,
that's like finding out Santa isn't real.
Oh, but man, watch that video. Oh, it's pathetic. I'm like, shit, this guy wants to box somebody.
Like, didn't Hulk Hogan like rip phone books and shit?
No, I don't think
Who was that?
That was probably Andre the Giant.
There's some, maybe it's Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant.
You ever picked up a phone book?
Oh, Andre the Giant?
Could you imagine ripping that in half?
Crazy.
That man, if he got a hold of your neck, like, dude, RNC, he'd take your head right off, dude. Like, no problem.
I seen him in like a really tiny car. It just looks so weird. That guy, talk about a hard life, though.
What do you mean?
HBO doc, actually. There was an HBO doc on Andre the Giant. Well, imagine just being that big and, like, you're a wrestler, dude. Like, just walking around's hard at that size.
I'm not really complaining, though.
7-something, 350 pounds. Like, just to get out of bed's got to be a chore, dude.
Well, you seen that Thor Bjorkson, the mountain from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he just broke the deadlifting.
Yeah, dude, he lifted 1,100. Sorry, it was 1,100 pounds.
Yeah, I think so.
Deadlift. Like, it was nothing, dude.
There's that one guy who's, like, bitching about it, though.
Eddie Hall.
He's the old guy. Yeah. What's he bitching about?
Because if you look at Thor's body weight, he weighs like 450 pounds.
Oh,
like it's something like
crazy, dude.
Like Andre the Giant type deal, like 450 pounds and on all the steroids, like every single steroid known to
I don't know how your joints survive that shit.
Because he's like just constantly lifting, right? It's like old people. If you don't work out, it's just bone on ground, and so you're gonna start fucking up shit. But if you keep lifting and you're active, you're actually okay. I mean, obviously your joints are gonna be great just because it's hard on your back and this, that, the other. But you'll be better off than someone who isn't, right?
For sure.
But if you're 450 pounds and you're deadlifting 1,100 pounds, that's only 2.5 times your body weight. So in reality, I'm 165 pounds. If I deadlift 400 pounds, that's the same kind of ratio. So Eddie Hall, who's way smaller.
You ever deadlift?
Pardon? Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, all the time. That's like my best lift.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Never did that.
Really?
Yeah.
I fucking love deadlifting, dude, because I'm short, so I can like get real good leverage on the bar. And it's right there. I don't gotta bend down a lot. It's my favorite shit.
Nice.
My squat is fucking terrible because I blew up my ankle last year, but
I wouldn't want to do it because of my back. Ever since I fucking fused my disc, like I would never do squats after it.
You guys start doing yoga, dude.
Huh?
You guys start doing yoga.
Yeah, I know.
Yoga
I
is so
literally
good
was
for you.
gonna do it for once a week, but just fucking didn't do it, bro.
Fuck, dude. Smoking weed, running trails, doing yoga, doing a podcast. You're basically Joe Rogan, bro.
Running trails and doing rails.
Mm-hmm. That's what we about, baby.
I wish.
Buddy, that's going to be our first t-shirts. Running trails, doing rails. Let's go. I also like the Dyke
I think
Tyson
we
shirt.
just found the name of this episode.
Hell yeah.
Thumbnail, son.
Yes,
what you know
sir.
about it?
What were we talking about? Fuck.
I can't remember.
I had something else to say, whatever. Do I got any other notes I wanted to talk about?
What do you got?
Fuck, what were we talking about?
I fucking can't remember, dude.
Neither did I. Oh, okay. Talking about Rogan. Did we touch on Rogan moving to Spotify?
No, we never brought it up.
Okay, I thought we did 2 weeks ago, so I didn't bring it up
We
last
talked
week.
about it off air.
Okay. So for those who don't know, this is a little bit old, but we just didn't talk about it, so it's worth talking about it. Rogan signed a deal to Spotify, and this deal is reportedly worth upwards of $100 million.
Sorry, don't cut you off. I was talking, or not talking. I wish I was talking to Schultz. They were saying it has to be way more than 100. Here's the logic, or maybe it was Shop.
Rogan, and no, it was Schultz. I know the episode.
Rogan already makes $30 million a year just a podcast. So
not gonna-
that's 3 years.
You're not going to go
Rogan's not going to do
exclusive
it
on a platform for the same money.
for 3 years. No,
Nope.
You're going to have to at least. I think it was 200, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was 250.
And there's bonuses and incentives in that bitch.
But here's the beauty: they're only leasing it for X amount of years.
Rogan owns all
They
the
don't
IP.
buy it.
Rogan owns all the IP.
They bought The Ringer for 200 something million.
Yeah.
They bought Gimlet. We've talked about this on one of our early podcasts. They spent around 700 million buying all these podcasts.
Yep.
Didn't buy Rogan's.
Nope.
Only you're renting it for 3 years
Rogan's
for 200
the
million.
GOAT, bro. Rogan's the GOAT.
Unbelievable.
So
Yeah,
one
so
thing
congrats, man.
It's fucking
The
wild.
Podfather.
Yes,
you know?
sir. One thing that I heard, I think it was Schultz talking about this too, or it might have been Charlemagne. They were saying that like this is crazy because all of a sudden Spotify is now a podcasting platform. Like, if you go and you buy buying Joe Rogan is such a big brand and has such pull that all of a sudden Spotify goes from just a streaming service to now Spotify is a podcasting platform. I think it's so smart. Their stock went up like $1 billion.
11%.
Fucking wild, dude. For one move. 11 billion.
I think he has
Or 1 billion.
190 million downloads a month.
It's
retarded. Maybe that's actually. Oh no, that might be him. Yeah, I think that's the number. Anyways, it's something ridiculous.
Yes, sir. So that's so smart on Joe's part. And realistically, I don't think he's gonna lose like any listeners.
No,
because
and then they're okay. Also, sorry. What else changes is they're not doing videos on YouTube now.
Nope, it's gonna
Just
move
clips.
just and so it's gonna all. Spotify is now gonna do video streaming, which is again so
That's a new
smart.
thing, yeah.
So smart because YouTube's the only player in the market. They're trying to tap into that too. Like the people
Well,
at
why
Spotify
wouldn't
are
you?
geniuses.
You know what I mean?
Because nobody YouTube, that's a monopoly on the space. And Spotify's like, we're gonna come in hot and we're gonna make a splash, right? That's something else I was gonna say.
Say it.
Dude, I can't remember.
Nah.
I'm not even high. I don't know what's going on with me today. Yeah, dude, I'm not even high.
Nah, I am.
Yes, sir. You got something for me?
Fuck yeah,
I'm
dog.
trying to remember it after.
Okay. Well, with the Jordan doc, we know all of his memorabilia is obviously gone up in price, right?
Mm-hmm. Something gets
So-
sold?
Oh, man, I'm getting to that. Something got sold, son. So his rookie basketball card 3 months ago was selling for 40 G's. Now it's north of 100.
But somebody made bank.
His sneakers from the 92 Dream Team, they're going for about 25K. And just to put that in context, like Magic Johnson's shoes are only going for like 2G. So, you know.
That's wild, dude.
Now, here's where it gets good. So
Like a game-worn jersey or something?
there was
in the
an
finals?
auction at Sotheby's recently, and they were autographing the shoes from 1985, bro, that he wore, personally autographed.
From the finals?
No, just from 1985, his rookie year.
Oh, sorry. They said 95.
The shoes broke a world record for sneakers.
Yeah.
There was 10 bidders across the globe competing. Auction closed at $560,000 for a pair of sneakers.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So
Yo, that's actually, like, thinking about it, to be really honest with you, if you had said to me, how much would rookie Jordan game-worn sneakers go for right now, I would have thought more than that.
Sotheby's only had their estimate was $150,000 only for the shoes.
Really?
They weren't expecting much. So
I
to
thought
get
it'd be more.
$560 is a huge win. So I guess they were saying following a bidding war, it drove up the value by $300,000 within the final 20 minutes.
That's so
The
wild.
bidders spanned 6 countries across 4 continents.
So who got it? What country?
They didn't say. So these were made exclusively for Jordan, featuring the red laces instead of the black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Produced between February to April in '85. And
It's definitely
a
some
little side note: he wore left shoe size 13, right shoe size 13 and a half. Didn't know that.
Yeah, everyone's got a bigger shoe
So
or a bigger foot.
So after I found that out, I just got into like a little rabbit hole about sneaker auctions.
Yeah, you find something interesting.
Yeah, dude.
Everyone's doing like resale shit now, right? That's the big thing.
This Canadian, Miles Nadal, he also bought 100 pairs of rare sneakers from another Sotheby's auctions, and this was about a year ago.
Yeah.
Don't even know why I didn't even hear this, but so remember how I talked to you about the first Nike shoe being made in the guy's wife's waffle iron?
Yeah, that was the tread.
So they're called the Moon shoes from 1972,
Okay.
right? This guy bought the only unworn pair known in history of these shoes.
How much did you pay for it?
He paid $550,000.
How much are you worth now?
Well, that was a year ago. So that was one shoe and a pack of 100 that he got. For the other 99, he paid $1 million
Total.
for the 99 plus 550 for the
that
one
one
pair.
pair.
So 1.6, let's call
Jesus Christ.
for 100 pairs of shoes. So those shoes, Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman,
Yeah.
who was Phil Knight's track coach at the University of Oregon, they started it.
Yeah.
It was
So they were
started
track
as
shoes at first, right?
started as Blue Ribbon Sports, the company.
Okay.
They ditched that name and got Nike, thankfully.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nike is like Greek for something, I can't remember.
Speed or some
but anyways, so Bowerman, he made these shoes in his wife's waffle iron. That's how he got the tread.
That's such a dope story thinking about it.
Yeah, no doubt. You know,
Like, I
what
made
I'm
these in
saying?
my wife's waffle iron.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Oh, here, I'll show you a picture there, bro.
Those are the original ones?
That's the one Perry bought. There's a waffle iron and shit, man.
Yo, that's wild.
So like, and if you're into that shit, that's super. And so he has this
that's
guy.
dope.
This guy has him on display in Toronto. He's got like some museum.
The guy or the...
Miles Nadal, who owns all these shoes now, who bought
So
them.
does he do like shoe reselling or does he have a store or what's going
No,
on?
he
Or he's just a big sneakerhead?
I read about him. I can't remember how he made his money, but
He's got lots of it, clearly.
yeah, he does. He's a founder and executive at Peerage Capital in Toronto.
Oh, so he's a smart dude.
Oh yeah, got gobs of
This
money.
guy's walking into
When you're spending
Morgan and Chase, buddy.
1.6
Three-piece
on
suit and J's.
sneakers.
Let's go.
But yeah, he has him in Toronto on sale in his or not. Sorry, to
Just on
view.
display.
So before all this, the previous record for auction for sneakers was $250,000, and those were obviously from Jordan and then '84 Olympic basketball final, and those sold in 2017.
That's wild, dude. That's so much money.
Yeah,
I honestly think though, like that first Nike pair, I guarantee you, and like, even especially now that just like old Nike execs see this, like if you're a Nike exec, like I'd buy that pair back for $1 million. You know what I mean? Like that guy's making money on it for sure.
yeah, I could see this guy never selling them because he's got fuck you money. He ain't ever gonna need to sell these for money.
Eventually, they'd be worth so much, dude. Because Nike's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No way,
You know what I mean?
definitely not.
Nike's one. It's weird. Nike's one of those brands that like I can see stuff like coming and going, but like Nike's never really been out of style or in the last like 40 years.
No,
It's been a long time.
I actually I have something here.
Like ever since Jordan, basically, Nike's been on, which I guess is what 30 years, but still like a 30-year run of being the brand.
So, one of my upcoming articles. So,
You're writing articles, bro.
they have
I didn't know that, dude.
a 90 or 86% of the U.S. basketball performance market in
How much work
2019.
would go into proofreading those articles?
Under Armour has 7%. Adidas has 5.5%
And this is just total market share.
of basketball performance
Okay.
market. So they control pretty much all of it.
Well, if you think about all the big names, everyone's on Nike. The only people who really aren't, Steph is Under Armour. James Harden is Adidas.
Yeah, Steph has shares in Under Armour. That's the huge difference. Nike ain't giving up no shares
No.
to nobody.
It's basically Steph and James Harden. I think.
Well, there's 14 people that have a shoe contract were over 9 million. Now, James makes 32 million a year from Nike. Durant,
like work.
Durant makes $26 million from Nike, Curry 20 from Under Armour.
Yeah.
This was a year based on 2019, so Kobe was making 16
Yeah.
from Nike, Harden 14, Zion already making 13.
That's from Jordan.
From Jordan, yeah, which is Nike though.
Yep.
Wade, Westbrook 12, Kyrie 11, Rose 11, Giannis 10, Dame 10, Clay 9. Clay is from a company,
some weird company
in China.
Yeah.
And same with Dwayne Wade is Li Ning, also from China. So
someone else just got signed. It's either D'Lo or D-Book got signed to that same company that D-Wade's on.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know
Yeah,
about
someone
that.
else got picked up like a couple months back.
So last year, Jordan Brand hit $3.14 billion in fiscal year ending May 2019, up 10% from 2018. So Jordan annual take from this is $130 million, which is 4 times more than what LeBron makes, and Jordan hasn't played in forever, dude.
That's so wild.
So to have that kind of disparity, and you've retired so long ago, it's unreal. Like you're still the king, and when
You're
it comes
still the
to
GOAT. Yeah, no doubt.
when it comes to that, anyways,
much
you know,
does Jordan-
16 years after retiring.
So does Jordan own part of it then?
I don't know.
Like I wonder because they're using his name.
I'm sure he owns a
So
percentage.
does he have a percentage of Nike? Is Jordan its own entity? Like it's its own company owned by Nike, right?
Yeah, it's owned by Nike.
So I wonder if Jordan has a percentage of the Jordan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
Right? He'd have to.
100%. Now, Durant, when just for some facts that I found, when Durant came out of University of Texas, he signed a 7-year, $60 million deal, and that was the second largest rookie deal ever. Mm-hmm. And he actually turned down a bigger deal from Adidas. And in 2014, he signed a 10-year extension with Nike for potential to reach $300 million and include a $50 million retirement package. Under Armour, when his deal was originally up, Under Armour offered him this deal.
Okay.
And
offered KD this deal.
And Nike came back and countered
of course it did.
And did it. And LeBron, we all know, had the highest coming out of high school. He got $90 million from Nike.
Coming out of high school, bro.
90
You're
mil.
18 years old. You get $90 million. That's wild.
Yeah, son. So and then
you know what's crazy? Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
LeBron's been making that much money right off the rip, and he's never really been in trouble.
No, he's been so good.
There's never been he's never slipped up. Like,
and I mean, if he has, he has good people to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not everyone's perfect. We all know. Shout out Tiger Woods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sir. There was I forget who. There was someone that came out. Did we even? It might have been on the podcast we talked about. But there was LeBron got accused of sleeping with some girl. Absolute smoke show.
I don't remember talking about it if it was.
Absolute Instagram model, and she was a smoke show. I forget her name.
So LeBron got that $90 million out of high school, and then in 2015 he signed a lifetime endorsement deal with Nike that will pay him over $1 billion by the time he's 64 years old, making him the largest single athlete guarantee in the company's history.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. This chick.
You trying? Let me see what she looks like.
Her name is Ezra Haldi. And she. Oh, sorry. No.
So is there
her name is Sophia Jamora. Is this chick's name?
Is there receipts?
And she is bad, bro.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking. If you're LeBron James, you think about your side pieces. Holy.
But is there have they ever been spotted together, man?
No, but she's been courtside at Lakers games, and this has been coming. So this came from Ezra Haldidi, who is married to Denver Broncos tight end Nick Vannett, and she says, and I guess she's friends.
Sounds made up, Habibi. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's friends with Savannah, or she's friends with Sophia, and apparently they've been fucking around.
Whatever the case, that girl is smoking.
Mm-hmm. She's bad. Dude. She's got millions of followers, which she definitely deserves.
Oh, side note, I just remembered something.
2.7 million followers. Holy shit.
Did you see J.R. Smith beat that guy up for vandalizing his car at the protest, son?
No.
Dude, look that up. He beat the brakes off
Really?
the son. And then he came out and he's like, I shouldn't have done it. But man, oh man, I laughed my ass off, son. It was so funny.
That's such a J.R. Smith thing to do.
Dude, no bullshit, man. He came out swinging.
Okay, I need to see this. I'm pulling it up right now. Was this just at his house or something, or what was it?
Yeah. He seen someone vandalize his car.
Okay,
And came out and just started beating him, and then all his buddies are trying to pull him off. I'm like, okay, JR, let's go. I have it on my phone. If you
there's a video of him beating some dude up.
Yeah, son. Right here.
Yeah, show me the shit. 100%. J.R. Smith is probably my favorite person in the world.
Yo.
Dude, he is so hilarious. And you know what the fucked up thing is? JR
Play
was
right there, son.
bad for like a minute. Like when he was in Denver,
I thought he could.
Nasty,
I thought
bro.
someone would sign him. Too bad they didn't. After he fucked up in game 1. I wasn't lying, bro.
So JR is shit kicking some dude, and JR's boy is like, please don't record it. Please respect his privacy as he's shit kicking this dude.
So yeah, he beat the brakes off him, son.
Respect his privacy, please. Come on, that's hilarious. Shout out JR Smith.
Yeah, no doubt though.
Yeah,
but he came out and apologized afterwards.
You can't even be mad at it, dude. Some like dude is smashing your car just for the sake of smashing your car.
I get it.
There's probably some white dude too. I guarantee it was some white dude.
So,
Let him beat the brakes off somebody.
Yeah, sorry, I had to say it because I totally forgot about it.
That's okay. I got something a little wild for you too.
Yeah. What do you got?
So, this was a story in India. So India's still in lockdown, right?
Yeah. Watch what you say about India, son.
I'm surprised you know this. Dude.
What do you mean I'm surprised? Like, I'm supposed to know all of India's news?
I'm surprised you didn't get 4 calls from all of your uncles, dude.
Surprised you didn't know this.
There is a hospital, or multiple hospitals, where they're obviously like testing for coronavirus, right? What? That's this loud. It's heating up because it's recording.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been recording for like...
I was like, yo, is it pouring rain right now?
No.
Okay, sorry, I know it's going on. I never heard that before.
Yeah, I think there's actually something wrong with it. It's been fucking up lately. Getting really hot, so we'll see. I use it all the time, dude. The moment I wake up, I'm on it, work this, and then the last thing I do is jerk off at night. So literally for 18 hours, I'm on this bitch.
Yo, and I don't know, do you have like that
Apple Care?
Or whatever that shit is?
I think so. I hope so. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quick. Yeah, at one of these facilities where they're testing for coronavirus, they obviously have to like pull blood samples, right?
Yeah.
So what's the word they use to describe it here? A troop. You know what a troop is?
No.
A troop is what you call a group of monkeys. So multiple monkeys.
Okay.
A troop of monkeys broke into the hospital and stole a bunch of blood samples that were from coronavirus patients.
How are they breaking into this place?
Well, clearly your guys' security isn't all that fucking great, bro. Do a little bit better.
It's probably like tying the string on the fucking nail. That's how you keep the door shut, you know? That's how it probably is, bro. Yo, is there video of this at all? No, it was India. They don't got security cameras, bro.
It's on some grainy Android, dude. Yeah, these monkeys broke in and stole coronavirus samples. And so apparently on April 15th, a bunch of monkeys just suspiciously dropped dead right near this hospital. And it said they died of pneumonia, which is the flu. And so everyone's now thinking, was it coronavirus? And so monkeys have been dropping. So apparently monkeys can get coronavirus. And now there's monkeys running around infected that could be getting into people's food, this, that, the other.
So first bat soup, we're going to have monkey soup?
Yeah, dude. I think this is the beginning of Planet of the Apes, bro.
Come on, India.
They're coming for all of us.
We got to do better, though, India. Come on, man.
If you guys
put a lock on that door or something, you know?
If you guys go down because of monkeys, I'm going to laugh my ass off, dog.
Yo, we're like over a Billy strong. It's going to take a long time to bring us down, son.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was a fucking funny story.
Unreal. Only in India.
Yes, sir.
So, did you hear about scientists think that cannabis could help prevent the Rona?
Okay, I've heard that cannabis can cure fucking cancer. It can cure my mom dying. It can cure me being fat. It can cure X, Y, Z. But like what?
Help prevent and treat.
What do they mean by help prevent and treat? Because like there's nothing that cannabis apparently can't fix. I've heard so many stoners say that's good for
researchers from the University of Lethbridge said a study in April showed at least 13 cannabis plants were high in CBD that appeared to affect the ACE2 pathways that the bug uses to access the body. The results, which are printed online journal preprints, indicated hemp extracts high in CBD may help block proteins that provide a gateway for COVID-19 to enter host cells.
Okay, say the last part again. They blocks a what?
They block proteins that provide a gateway for COVID-19 to enter host cells. They go on to say cannabis could reduce the virus entry points by up to 70%. Therefore, you have a better chance to fight it.
fuck out of here, bro. It's a bunch of hippies being like, oh yeah, this fixes shit.
So they said they stressed more research is needed, but it may prove a plausible strategy for decreasing disease susceptibility, as well as become a useful and safe addition to the treatment of COVID.
I'm gonna stick with injecting Clorox, bro. I'm good. I'm gonna pass on the weed.
If it works for Trump, then we know we're good.
But I've been tying off for the last 3 weeks, and I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
So what did they say? I know it was like, so the key thing is not like it's not cannabis that you would pick up at the store. It's a study, and it suggests that a handful of more than 800 varieties of sativa seem to help. So it's very specific.
Weird.
But I mean, who knows?
Like, that makes sense where it's like you have receptors. So all cells have receptors where like proteins and everything's can bind. So your body does, right? When nutrients get absorbed.
Yeah.
To different receptors from different. There's different cells that are specialized for absorbing nutrients. Specific ones absorb specific things. So like if there's certain ones that are used to break down and absorb fats, lipids. There's certain ones that are used to break down sugars. There's XYZ, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess if there is a specific receptor that coronavirus is used to get absorbed by or binds to, and CBD that blocks that receptor takes it up, I can see how that would limit it. But I also feel like if CBD does it, there's a bunch of other shit that does it too.
Well, with all this, obviously, all the pot companies, their shares all fucking
skyrocketed.
Yeah, they went pretty big. So what'd they say? Canopy Growth saw its stock jump 8%. Tilray
huge.
20%.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Aurora Cannabis up more than 36%. And they also bought the American CBD firm Reliva in a $40 million all stock deal too.
Holy shit!
So that helped obviously
36%
boost in
their
shares. So
that's crazy.
Obviously they're hoping for.
You know, I was thinking about speaking to shares. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Like, cause we talked about like, okay, what's one way that we can profit from coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's good? You know what we didn't really think about? Fucking plexiglass. That shit is in everything. Single restaurant.
Partitions,
this, that, the other, everything, dude.
Yeah.
Whoever's making on the news a while ago is raking it in.
Yeah. Those shop guys are just killing it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you it's got to be hard to find now because who's not using them?
Everything's sold out. Masks are sold out. Plexiglass is probably sold out. Everything.
I ordered my mask a long time ago. I'm still waiting to get here. Toronto Raptors mask. Shout out. What? I don't wear it. I'm not going out to wear them anymore, but at least I got them.
Dork.
Yeah.
Not a chance, bro. I'd slap you right in the face if I've seen you wearing that shit.
I don't go anywhere wearing them, though.
You don't go anywhere, period, dog.
I'm not. Yeah, but like, do I need to go to a restaurant right now? No. Doesn't really bother me to not go to a restaurant now. I can wait.
I want to go to a restaurant.
I eat just fine. I don't need to go to a restaurant. But like, really, we might be going to a bumping party next weekend though. But I'm still even like leery about that, to be honest.
You're worried about it, really?
No, not worried. Leery about it.
Why?
Because like I don't want to give it to my dad, bro.
I always forget about your dad.
It's not me.
No,
I don't
legit.
care about
no,
it.
That's a legit
It's
reason.
like I can't fucking give it to my dad.
Yeah,
That's always in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it's gonna be a fucking ill party too. So
just go. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I might just not go see my old man for a couple of weeks or something. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, but that's the.
I thought you were dropping food at his door. Anyway.
I go in and see him, but we just stay apart. Food. No, I'll bring the food in, put it in his fridge, but we stay apart.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't even care. Like, I'm not really worried if I get it for myself.
You're gonna be fine, man.
Yeah,
you're healthy.
Yeah,
you're
I'm not worried about that part.
Shape. You're good. But go, bro.
The way I see it is like I'm gonna go to a party. Just to go to a party and risk my dad's health. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So that's the only thing that makes me leery.
You
know what I'm saying,
bro? You're a pussy.
So, hey, if you want to kill your dad, you go ahead, bro.
But you have debated it a couple times.
What else you want to talk about, Doc?
The last thing, I know you had this too, that I had was Anonymous. Because so last week, it's funny, we were talking about Anonymous, the hacking group or whatever. Right. We hadn't heard from them in
a minute.
A hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
And they've made a reappearance because of all this. They've tapped into your boy's personal emails. So I thought you'd have this whole thing unlocked.
No, whose email? I didn't hear about
Epstein.
Oh, so I know they released his black book. Yo, shout out the Epstein doc, by the way. Fire.
Okay, I need to watch that shit really bad.
One thing I was hoping they would like tell me a lot of shit that I didn't know. I pretty much knew everything, but it was still good. So I don't think that it wasn't.
Like, what do you mean?
Like I knew, like I was hoping like I would find something out new that I haven't heard yet.
So like everything that got released to the public is just
just like, oh shit, I never heard that. Like, did you hear?
Okay.
But like pretty much everything they said is pretty much what's already been put out there.
Yeah.
But it was done really well.
I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah, it's fucking great watch. It's like 4 episodes and they're all an hour long each. So.
Fuck yeah. I gotta see how my boy did it, you know what I mean? Learn from the goats, right?
Yo, that fucking island was fire, son. So nice, bro. And like
You just talking about the decor?
Yo, so here's the thing. So he loved his massages, right? This was like the
crafty.
$200 for a massage. Right? The girls would get 200.
Oh, they would get 200.
Yeah, 200, and he'd get multiple a day. The way I look at it as, yo, an hour's worth of work.
$200? You're making more than I am right now.
5 days a week.
You're making more than I am, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a livable wage if I ever heard of one, dude.
But yeah,
we're joking. Okay?
Yeah, clearly
we're joking.
But no, it was. It's definitely a great watch.
Yeah, I gotta get into it.
And yeah, what else you want to talk about?
That was all I had. Okay, what did Anonymous do? So they got the black book, and then
oh yeah, right.
They did a couple other things.
And I just read that they tapped into the Chicago Police Department radio frequency and had "Fuck the Police" playing on all their radios.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so shout out Anonymous.
They always do like tasteful shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like them. I know they also took down the Minneapolis Police Department website, and yeah, hopefully they're like we said. We haven't heard from them in a minute. That's, I think, obviously maybe on purpose.
They've been laying low.
You don't really want to be drawing a whole bunch of attention to yourself all the time, I don't think, especially when you're involved in this kind of business.
I think it's, though, I thought it was like a collective of people. Like, it was like, you know, there's some dude in Idaho, and there's some dude in Belize, and there's some dude in Russia. I didn't think it was like a group. I thought it was like they're all over the world.
Filthy, we're talking, like, it could be some guy just saying I'm anonymous. We don't know.
That's true, actually.
You know, and then let's say this guy's doing something cool. The real anonymous is like, sure, we don't mind our name attached to this.
That's what
even though he might not be anonymous, you know. So it kind of gets cloudy there.
That's what I mean. Where I think it's like it's just a collective of people. So if anybody does anything and they want to fly that flag, they can fly it. Be like, oh yeah, I'm part of this group. Yada yada. Right?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, man.
Because it
seems like a pretty dope group, though.
It does. That's what I mean. I don't think they're dumb enough to put all their eggs in one basket and stay in one spot.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I want to see more of this shit, though.
I don't think I haven't heard of any of them getting taken down or anything like that.
No, either.
Not anonymous, right?
No.
Goats, baby, goats.
But how would we even know unless they really made it public?
I guess they're not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm a hacker. I'm from Anon."
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I don't know. So
it's gonna be some like Illuminati type shit.
They always operate.
They get caught, they'll kill themselves. Type
a cloak of secrecy or whatever you want to say. So
what's it called? Like where like in all those movies where like spies got like a pill underneath like their lip, or like if they get captured, they pop it, they die. Cyanide pill. It's like that type shit.
I need a couple of those. I got a couple.
What do you need those for?
I got a couple of people that could eat some couple of those. You know what I mean?
He's just gonna, buddy.
Just like, yo, bro, take one of these.
You don't need a pill. You just need to fucking spike their shit.
Like, yeah, new ecstasy, dog. Take this shit.
Buddy is wild, bro.
Fuck, how are we looking on time?
We're right on time for ending the episode. You got anything else you want to talk about?
So we know Chapo. Done.
Boy Chapo's back,
right?
Or not done. Or what are we talking about?
So he had a hit squad. The leader of the hit squad just got murdered.
Wait. This is his personal hit squad or a hit squad against him?
Personal hit squad, son.
It'd be some bad, man.
Fuck, man, I got a lot of shit here. Hang on. Oh yeah, the playoffs too, bro.
Getting there. Which playoffs?
NBA had a whole whack of shit how this is gonna play out, possibly.
Because we talked about it a little bit, but it hasn't been announced what's gonna happen.
So I heard today it's gonna be 22 teams. I don't know the format. I know we talked last week about the 1 to 16 seed.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that Chapo thing in a second. So there's a couple of options. So sorry, like we said, the 1 to 16 seed. They're also saying play-in tournaments for the 8th seed and for like bubble teams around there.
That's what I heard was the 8th. So the 10th has to play the 9th in a 5-game series, and then whoever wins that plays the 8th seed in a 5-game series, and that's the 8th seed going to the playoffs.
So that's option. Now, one that I've heard from Kevin O'Connor from The Ringer is we talked about this last week. I didn't really know what it was because I'm not a soccer guy, but it's this group stage, as they call it.
Oh, that's dope. So what you do is every single team in a group plays each other, and then
multiple times. So
and then the winners advance. Whoever has the most points or whatever it is.
So instead of like we talked about this play-in tournament, you would play maybe a couple games and decide.
Yeah.
This here, so it gets breaking down. They're saying maybe the 16 teams that are already in the playoffs plus 4 more, which would be the Trailblazers, Pelicans, Kings, and Spurs. Let's not get it twisted. They want Zion in the playoffs.
I was going to say, we want Zion. I want to see Zion.
I do too. So those would be the 20 teams. We talked to 16 last week plus these 4. The remaining 10 would be done for the year. So you would have, let's say, 4 tiers. So the first tier would be the best of the best. Bucks, Lakers, Raptors, Clippers.
Yeah.
Right? Tier 2, this is all hypothetical. Kevin O'Connor was going through this. Celtics, Nuggets, Jazz, Heat. Tier 3, Thunder, Rockets, Pacers, Sixers. Tier 4, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Nets, Magic. Tier 5, Blazers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs. So, groups would be randomly drawn with one team from each tier going into each group. So, the top tier that we talked about, the Bucks, Lakers, Raptors, Clippers, they all separate.
Yep, that makes sense.
Go into their own group now.
Yep.
Okay? So, they're working now. NBA is working on approaches to fairly balance the groupings, such as limiting each group to only 3 Western Conference teams. You could also do drawings for the group stage, would be televised, which would bring in big revenue. Dope. Yeah, for sure.
What I'm worried about though is
this.
I actually really like this idea, but a thought I just had was there's already going to be an asterisk for whoever wins this chip. Do you think this completely?
No, I think this
blows that asterisk out.
I think this is gonna change playoffs forever. I think.
You think so?
I do. I'm not saying they're gonna do this every time, but I think playoffs will be changed forever here forward.
Because the one thing about this format is it places a huge importance on one game.
No, here's the thing. I got it here. Teams would play opponents within their own groups twice, meaning every team would play 8 games. The 2 teams in each group with the best record would move on.
Yeah.
Tie-breaking procedure has yet to be settled on, but if we want to go by, let's say, highest winning percentage from the regular season, that'd probably be the first option.
Yeah.
They can use existing tiebreakers to determine playoff seeds, with head-to-head records being the next.
So whoever advances from their groups then gets seeded into the playoff bracket.
So he broke it down just like this, and this sounds actually really exciting. So if you take Group 2, Group 2, just to run it by you, would be Lakers, Heat, Rockets, Magic, Pelicans. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You would have, let's say, a matinee game with Houston against Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And then that night you would have LeBron versus Zion. 2 days later, you would get Lakers against the Rockets. In the first group, you'd have the Blazers and Damian Lillard having to go through the Bucks one day, the Sixers the following day, and then the Jazz. Every single day, all day long, there'll be multiple great games to watch.
It'd be really good for the viewer. What I think is a problem, and this is what I was getting to, is that really exciting as a basketball fan, but as a player, I'd fucking hate this.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any players talk about this yet.
The whole point of a 7-game series is that the majority of the time over the course of 7 games, the better team is going to win.
Right.
Like realistically, if a team beats the other team, even if it's 4-3, most of the time there's some upsets that happen, but usually the better team wins. Where with this, the Magic can string together a couple wins against the Lakers and the Rockets just by, you know what I mean? And so all of a sudden, the Lakers aren't in the playoffs?
Well, here's the thing.
That, to me, that is just so ridiculous.
I think going forward, the first round of the playoffs are only going to be best of 5. The NBA used to do this.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think that definitely changes here forward. The first round, nobody wants to see. I think when we talked about last week, it would be the Bucks and the Magic.
I'm okay with it being 5 games. It also protects players.
But no one wants to see a 7-game series of Bucks and Magic.
No,
you know what I mean.
I agree with shortened to 5 games. I think the the tournament where the bottom 3 teams, so the 8th, 9th, 10th, have a little gauntlet or a little group. I like that idea better than this whole
The
group
play-in
thing.
tournament?
Yeah, I think this whole group thing is all of a sudden, say you're the Lakers, right? And you lose a game to the Magic and you lose a game to the Pels. All of a sudden, you got to go perfect against the Bucks, Rockets, Heat. Otherwise, you don't make the playoffs. Like, to me, that just seems asinine.
So, okay.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Now, O'Connor says for that argument, he's like, what's the value in having the Kings come back to training camp for 3 weeks, right? Be quarantined at Disney and play 1 or 2 games, and then that's it. You're bouncing after 1 or 2 games. If you're going to be quarantined in Disney, you would want the 8 games, I would think. That's the argument to that. The play-in tournament, you're only getting a couple games.
I think it's the play-in tournament is better for the lower seeds, but it's not good for the high seeds, which kind of removes the regular season as a whole. It's like, okay, what's the point of the regular season?
And like real talk, I don't care about the Wizards or Hornets making it in the playoffs or Magic, but I think Magic are the 16th seed. So, but like, I don't want to see the Hornets in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to be.
No.
Like they're a little too far back.
Yeah, and that's what I mean, right? So I don't really like that whole idea. I don't think.
And then you can also another is just go right to the playoffs based on the March 12th standings.
I like the play-in tournament. I think the play-in tournament's better too, because even if you do quick, even if it's 3-game series between the super lower seeds, right? If it's 5 or it's 3 games, whatever it is, I think people are so itching for any sort of sports. People watch. There'll be numbers, man. I'm not worried about there not being viewership. Like,
oh no, I don't think they are too.
Even if you don't want to see it, you'll watch a Hornets game, a Hornets series right now, just because
I watch all the basketball
exactly
games already.
Right? You know what I mean? So I think that's the fairest way to do it. I think that's the best way for players. I think that's the best way for the top seeds who have put in the work during the regular season.
Right. Another argument for group stage is they want to get a hold of this gambling. So
we mean get a hold of gambling
now.
Oh, gambling money.
Yeah. So with games airing from noon to midnight, multiple league sources remarked how additional eyeballs would be drawn to the league due to the gambling possibilities. Sports gambling is now legal in 22 jurisdictions, 5 states with a team that would participate in group stage of playoffs. Mm-hmm. Colorado, Indiana, New York, Oregon, and Tennessee all legalized within the last year. Group stage guarantees more games, which would help earn back some money.
It's not a bad argument.
Yeah, so I think they're just trying to figure out how they can profit the most right now. And if that's the angle, which we all know it is, they're only coming back because of money.
Yeah, of course.
I could see this. I don't know. Like, apparently the GMs are like you. I think they're in favor of a play-in.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to go.
But 100% here going out, the playoffs are going to be changed forever. What that means, I don't know. But
whether that's a play-in tournament, whether that's 5-game matches,
I think 5-game first round is 100% guaranteed.
I think
beyond that, I don't know. I
think that you do a little small, either 2 or 3 team play-in tournament where it's 5-game rounds, and then 5-game series, and then the first round of the playoffs, like the actual playoffs, are 5 games as well. I think that's a better way to go.
Like, I remember back in the day, Denver Nuggets upsetting Seattle Supersonics, huge upset, and it was because it was 5-game, and it's just
5
games. The best team will win best of 7.
Best of 5, there's some upsets.
Best of 5.
There's some real upsets,
know, man, and it just adds a whole new spin on it, and it's great, man.
Because it also, like, you get series where it's like, okay, the Warriors or the Cavs in the last couple of years before LeBron moved, but they'd go up 2-0 in their first series, and then LeBron wouldn't play, or he'd barely play, or whoever wouldn't play, right? You wouldn't get any resting. Like Golden State, the last couple of runs, they would rest people in like the conference semis and the conference finals. Like, it was wild.
But to their credit, they're playing over 100 games 5 years in a row, so you're going to try and get rest anytime you can get it. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But people like, I hate to say it because he's immortalized in Canadian sports history, but like Kawhi's load management, is questionable sometimes.
It's very questionable, but then the results also speak for themselves. So I think
they do, but like
this is good both ways, because
when people are paying that kind of money, NBA money,
as a fan, it's bullshit.
It's just like, fuck, you get rolled. Yeah, you find out the day of that Kawhi's these guys ain't playing, and you paid all this dough. So
this is what I'm saying, dude. You shorten the season, you make the first series 5 games. It's better for the players. It's better for fans. It's better for everybody.
But
I like it. I like it a lot.
This is coming from a guy who plays no sports anymore, so you know what I'm saying.
This is true. All right, buddy.
All right, call it a day.
Did you want to end on that clip?
Nice one.
Yes, sir. So we said at the beginning of the podcast, we felt like this was
hang on a second.
this was important to touch on the whole George Floyd situation and everything that's going on in the States and really worldwide. So Raj has got a clip you wanted to play. I don't know.
This is Killer Mike talking in Atlanta. If anyone's aware, he's a rapper. I truly believe if there is going to be change, he will be one of the biggest voices behind the movement.
Killer Mike is an extremely well-spoken, well-thought-out individual.
Very good.
Very in touch with everything that's going on.
So this is like this interview he gave is about 8.5 minutes. I recommend you guys listen to the whole bit. But here's a little soundbite from it, and we'll end on this note.
Who we just lost last year. So I'm duty bound to be here to simply say that it is your duty not to burn your own house down for anger with an enemy. It is your duty to fortify your own house so that you may be a house of refuge in times of organization. And now is the time to plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. It is time to beat up prosecutors you don't like at the voting booth. It is time to hold mayoral offices accountable, chiefs and deputy chiefs. Atlanta is not perfect, but we're a lot better than we ever were, and we're a lot better than cities are. I'm mad as hell. I woke up wanting to see the world burn down yesterday because I'm tired of seeing black men die. He casually put his knee on a human being's neck for 9 minutes as he died like a zebra in the clutch of a lion's jaw. And we watch it like murder porn over and over again. So that's why children are burning to the ground. They don't know what else to do. And it is the responsibility of us to make this better right now. We don't want to see one officer charged. We want to see 4 officers prosecuted and sentenced. We don't want to see targets burning. We want to see the system that sets up for systemic racism burnt to the ground.